First of all, Kathy Coakley, she has been my dear friend for a decade. She is the owner of Coast Physical Therapy in Huntington Beach, and she also runs 40 other clinics under Empower PT, so it's a big corporation. She also has run 17 U.S. teams, and she has taken 3 teams to the Olympics. Those teams are the U.S. volleyball team, the badminton team, water polo, and skiing. So she knows athletes. In addition, she runs the Vans, shoes, the Vans Sport Medicine globally for skateboarding. So when I tell you that she is working all the time with injury and inflammation and pain and athletes, she does. Why don't you start with the story of your life and your tale of love for your sister, and then we'll have Connie come on after you. And thank you so much. I know you're a very busy woman, and that you took the time to come tonight means so much to me. Kathy.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Marcy, and it's such an honor to be with everyone here, and also an honor to have a career like I have had. So, when again, like any of us, I'm approached constantly by different products and wanting to introduce those into my clinics and my partners. We do have 42 clinics across the U.S., and I happen to manage Louisiana and California. But again, with being approached by numerous products at all time, it's important that we do our due diligence, and especially being approached so that I can take it to the Olympic teams and or to the Vans Extreme Sports that I do. And so with that, there's good products and not so good products. And so I always start out, and when I trust what Marcy does and Dr. Donahue, when they approach me, I always know that it's a solid thing to look at. So with that said, before I can talk to my own doctors of physical therapy and or anyone, I like to get some idea of what my family and friends feel. Again, stem cells have always been very intriguing. We do know with the stem cell injections that for $6,000, $7,000, sometimes $10,000, they make a huge impact on people's healing in life. So when Marcy approached me with Dr. Donahue and the fact that for $99 a month with a patch, I was like, well, now let's chit chat. And what does this mean? So instantly what came to mind was my sister, who you'll meet, is the love of my life and has been such an amazing person. We've always been involved in sports. My sister used to run HASA, the Hawaiian Surfing Association. Her daughter herself was an U.S. champion, a world champion in surfing and bodyboarding. So, we're fortunate that we come from a history of a lot of athletes and involvement there. But Connie, as busy as she's been, about 5 years, came down with what's called shingles. But shingles, typically in a one person slice, is a virus from chicken pox that we all can get exposed to. But very rarely does someone get chronic shingles. In fact, in my career, I've never even heard of someone getting chronic shingles. I don't know if any of you have had shingles, but it's an extremely painful syndrome. And again, we maybe get it once or twice in a lifetime, if at ever. And my sister, I'm here to tell you, for the last 5 years, has had an outbreak for every 2 months, 1 to 2 months. She actually lived with me for the last year with her husband because she typically lives in Hawaii and Panama, but she had to be on the mainland just to try. We were trying to find solutions, and solutions meaning that we went to everyone. We went to every naturopath. I believe in acupuncture. I believe in naturopaths. I believe in Western medicine. I believe in Eastern medicine. And I feel like I know the best of the best when it comes to where to direct. And I was hoping that all these avenues we went down, and very costly avenues, that there would be some type of solution. So Connie, when she gets symptoms, if you Google up what shingles are, she gets it what's called the trigeminal nerve. It's an inflammation trigeminal. It's a eye, ear, and neck. And the optic nerve, she gets it in the ear, and then balance vertigo in the neck. And typically it'll start in her neck and ear, and before you know it, she's vomiting. She's very, very ill for about a week, and then the outbreak comes, and the outbreak is extremely painful. It's exposed nerve endings that turn into blisters. The pain for one person to get it one in your lifetime, if you've had it, you won't ever forget it. But my sister, I'm here to tell you, she had shingles in her eyes, all over her torso. It follows the dermatological nerve patterns that it's following, and you can't put sheets on, clothes on. It's extremely painful. So if she's such a strong believer in God, and that's what has gotten her through to this point. So long story short, after Marcy explained this to me, and what the heck, my sister is like, I'll try anything. And that's what she did. She went into putting the patch on behind the neck. And I'm here to tell you, when she woke up in the morning with her husband and myself, she said, you guys will not believe this. Is the first day I woke up without any pain. And I have joy. I have joy, and I have hope. And that was one day. And truly, Connie's had remission of for a week or two, but never to the point where she would just wake up and say, I rested, I slept, my body is not in pain. And again, the trigeminal nerve, when she would get so much cerebrospinal fluid back up in there that when we do an adjustment, just fluid would run out of her ears. So this is the type of inflammation that she was dealing with for 5 years. So to this day, Connie moved up north with her husband, but she has had significant improvement. She's actually paddling and surfing again. And I think it's only been 2.5, 3 weeks. But so that's where I start. I start with family and friends. I put another friend on, Lizzie Tanil, that was on last week, I believe. Lizzie's a professional, but has had a lot of hormonal issues. And she's with anxiety and many, many things going on, and she's had significant improvement. So this is where I feel comfortable now that I can go to my doctors of physical therapy, share with my doctors of physical therapy, have them try it with their downline of friends and family first. And then I suspect in 4 to 6 months, once we get enough testimony, that I'll start sharing it in all the clinics with more and more people. So that's kind of where I come in, and I'm so blessed to have Marcy bring this to us with Dr. Donahue, because if someone like Marcy and are not brave enough to come to us, it's big, because this is such a tool that we can offer. And I do believe the body, the more that you're depleted in anything, the faster results you'll feel. So someone that may not feel like Connie and Lizzie like overnight, well, they're very compromised in certain areas of their health, whereas someone may be seeing something a little bit slower, but but you will feel the results. So frankly, I've had my own health issues, but I'm lucky enough today that I don't. But what I feel is I'm like a poodle on linoleum. I definitely got too much of the go gene and not enough of the calm gene. So I feel myself more relaxed, making better decisions, sleeping better, and then my hair has definitely grown a lot. So, but it's slow, and I always ask patients, people to try things. You've tried everything. Hey, give yourself a break. There's money back guarantee. I tell my patients, this is something you can try. I encourage them to sign up because then they can make sure they get all their money back if they do get in the system, and they just don't rely on me to try to figure that out for them. But anyways, enough of me, and you can now meet my beautiful sister.
Wow, Kathy, thank you so much for sharing. And literally, like, I am so glad I shared it with you.
Yeah.
And I am so glad you shared it with your sister and with Lizzie, both the pain and nerve issues and the emotional stability issues for Lizzie and the mental focus and clarity for you. And did you hear what she said? And I mean, she basically said, I'm a believer now. I own all these clinics. Don't be afraid to talk to us. This is stem cell activation. And I'm going to go share it with all my PT friends and all my orthopedic surgeons because I am a believer now. And I heard that, Kathy. And so, wow, don't be afraid to share it with professionals. We got stem cell activation. We can change a lot of lives. And thank you for making that so clear with us, Kathy.
Yeah, sure.
So let's go ahead and unmute beautiful Connie. Connie, can you unmute yourself? Do you know how to do that, honey? There you are. So this is Kathy's sister, Connie. And Connie, tell us your story, honey. What's going on and what's going on now for you?
Well, as Kathy said, we exhausted a lot of years trying with Western medicine, homeopathic medicine, infusions, you name it, I've done it. And we just couldn't get this immune system to kick in and fight this virus. And really what the chickenpox virus is, everyone that has chickenpox has this virus, and it becomes dormant in your body. And for me, they say it's like trauma or stress. I know exactly when it came on. And, I thought I was doing well through this. We all have stuff that we go through, and but my body sure didn't react too well to what had happened to us. And so long story short, I had my first breakout. Actually, it was 4 years ago. And first, we have in Hawaii, where I live, this beetle. It's called a blister beetle. When I first broke out, I thought I got bit by a blister beetle, but definitely it was not. And I went and got tested, and that was the start of it. And it is, I don't know if anybody's listening that's had long-term illness or off and on illnesses, but you pretty much lose hope. You are exhausted. You're embarrassed. You can't do what you used to do, or you do it for a few days and then you're knocked back down. I was always waiting for the next hit. And I was just recuperating and getting back up and then hit again with it. And it's been debilitating, but I am so thankful. So Kathy brought this home and she said, let's put this patch on you. So I put it on that morning on the back of my neck. And the next day that I woke up, I was totally out of pain. And I slept all night because I usually get up about 6 times a night just because you're in so much pain. You got to move around. And And that morning that I woke up, I kept going to my husband, Dave, I am like, oh my gosh, this is what it feels like to be out of pain. Oh my gosh. And he'd go, oh, hon, that's so great. And he'd go back to sleep, and I'd wake up back up. Oh my gosh, get up, Dave. I'm out of pain. We can go paddle. We can go do this. We can go do that. And that's been the start. And then I felt this real calm being on this patch, the X39. I felt real calm, and like that anxiety from when am I going to get hit with this again, that build up, and then it would start in my ear, my neck. And the breakouts were horrible. I've had it in my mouth, my ear, my eyes, across my breasts, on my back, you name it. My face, I have all the scars right here from it, but I'm here to tell you, I am so thankful for this one patch every day. And I went paddling today up north here in a big old river, and had the best day. Yeah. So just so thankful.